Hey, so this is a video on how to design the backend architecture to use GHL access tokens, refresh them, store them in your database, and keep reusing them automatically without the need of any user intervention each day. Okay, so first thing that you should know is there is an endpoint called get access token. You can use this to get access tokens and refresh tokens, using which tokens you can access all of these API endpoints for GoHighLevel. So yeah, you can get the access tokens from over here. But for getting this access token the first time, you require a code, an access code over here, and that you will have to get from somewhere else. So if you go into authorization and scopes over here, so these are the scopes. These needs to be set up in the marketplace, whichever scopes you want to use or access. So those you need to enable, and once you've enabled that, then you go over here, go through this whole thing. It's pretty straightforward, maybe a little bit complicated for newbies, but it's doable. Okay, so then you will have a URL like this, wherein within the URL there will be a redirect URL to your own server, or maybe your local host if you're working on a local machine. Okay, it doesn't matter what you put over here. You can also put google.com. The page will just forward the code to google.com. I mean, GHL will forward the code to google.com, and you can pick it up from there as well. So I'll let you know what I mean over here in a minute. So yeah, once you have that code, you can take that code into this endpoint, and you can grab the access token. Okay, so for that, now you will need a form. So a form like this, wherein this will be your GHL location ID, and over here the access code will go. You can ignore these two fields because the public API of GHL has been deprecated as of 1st June 2024, and this is more of a project specific field, so we don't need this field. But depending on your project requirement, client requirement, you might need to add a few other fields to connect one location to another location, or to connect one location to another email, and so on. Okay, so I'm assuming that you already have this setup. You understand what exactly get access token and the authorization means, and you already know how to get the client, I mean how to get the access token from this endpoint. You know how to get the response, which is the access token and the refresh token, and the expiry time will always be 24 hours or 86399 seconds. So now I'm just going to explain, once you are able to fetch these data, or once you are able to fetch the access code, how to proceed further, how to build the database architecture. Okay, so over here you will have a couple of buttons. One will be click here to grab your GHL access code. This will basically redirect a user to another URL, which will be this one. So you can do this into one step. I've done it in two steps, but basically you have to send the user to this URL, which is the marketplace URL. Oh, within it there will be a redirect URL also. So over here the user will have to be signed into his Google GoHighLevel account. Once they are signed in, they will see locations for their GoHighLevel account. Now whichever location they want to grant access to, they can select that location, and once it is selected, the access code would pop up uh, into your uh, into your redirect URL. So let's suppose if I were to click here, it wouldn't work right now because this is the I'm actually logged in currently to a different level account, and these are the locations for that account. And this project is for a different go high level agency, if you could say that. So this wouldn't work, but I will tell you just what happens as soon as you click over here. If everything is set up correctly, you will be redirected to this URL, capture code, and this page would transform to this slash question mark code equal to 12345. So some kind of code would appear over here. Okay, so go high level will basically redirect you to this page. Now over here, as soon as GoHighLevel redirects you over here, you can either ask the user to pick the code from here, or you can display the code on the HTML page over here, and you can ask them to click a button and copy the code or something like that. Or there are also some ways where you can take this code back to this page, and you can paste it here, so the user does not have to do anything. It's up to you. Currently I have it set up such that it shows up the code on the HTML text, and the user clicks it, copies it, and it takes it back to over here. So this is the access code which we have. Okay. And the location ID, the user can get it from their GoHighLevel account, from the settings menu. The location ID can be copied from there. So once we have these two are not required, the other two fields are not required. uh, the location ID and the access code, we'll have to implement this on the backend. So the user then clicks on validate credentials and submit. So as soon as you receive the data over here from the form submission, you will receive location ID and API access code. Okay. So when the form is submitted, what you have to do is you'll enter the client ID and client secret, which you would already be having. The first time it would be authorization code. The code which came in from over here would go over here. The refresh token can be omitted, user type can be omitted, this can be omitted, everything can be omitted. Then what you'll do is you'll send the API request, and you'll get back this in your backend response for this API. Okay. So you have to keep the access token and the refresh token, and you have to store it in the database. So now let me take you through the database structure, how it looks like. So this is a database structure. I'm calling it user GHL tokens. You can call it API keys or whatever you want. So the important fields over here will be GHL location ID, GHL OAuth token, refresh token, and GHL OAuth token expiry time. So this can be integer if you are working with Unix timestamps, or it can also be a date time field if you prefer working with date timestamps. Basically, you want to know at what time your current token is expiring, at what time is your currently stored token is expiring. Okay. This is not required, and these two fields are good to have. They're optional, but they are good to have. Okay. So you store the location ID over here, the OAuth token is saved here, refresh token is saved here, and the OAuth token expiry time is saved here. So this is how the data somehow looks like. The location ID, there will be an OAuth token and also refresh token. Also keep in mind that OAuth token size had changed. So this is a dead project I'm showing you. The OAuth token size was changed from 50, from less than 50 to about 2048 characters. So make sure you allocate sufficient character space in your SQL fields. Also, this can be done on RDS. This database can be set up on either on Amazon RDS, or also within the EC2 you can have your own SQL setup within that EC2 machine, so you won't require an extra RDS and extra charges for the client or for your project, whoever is handling the charges. So even within your server you can set up this database table. So yeah, this is how you will save the data. Okay. So the OAuth token currently over here is Unix timestamp. These are all expired, obviously, because this is a dead project, and these dates show up, get updated whenever the token is updated, and so on. Okay. So now let me just take you through the pseudo code and show you how that code looks like for getting the access token the first time, and then refreshing the access token every 24 hours or every less than 24 hours. Okay.